Hey team, welcome to a CrossFit HF nutritional video. Today we're going to go over some basic meal prep to help you get started, get you on the right path, and help you understand how easy and simple it can be to eat well. Today we're going to go over some chicken thigh, we've got some beef, I think we've got some rump steak, and we've got some eggs. So we're doing three basic protein sources: chicken thigh, eggs, and beef. Now we're going to have some simple stuff that goes with that. I've got vegetables, a little bit of salad here and there, and we've got different toppings that we might put on there, like different types of options for sauces and whatnot that might make your meal more interesting. We have different herbs and spices that will also do that. So stick with me and let's get started. Alrighty, so basically let's get this done as quickly as we can. I hate being in the kitchen for more than I need to. If I can be in and out of the kitchen in 10 minutes, I will do that, and I dread the time lost in the kitchen. So all of the stuff that we do with our lifestyle is quick, simple, and effective. We try and use measures that are going to help us get food prep done in the minimal amount of time so that we can spend more time with clients, with family, and with each other. So chicken thigh fillets, we're going to pop that simple in a nice Pyrex dish. Got a little Pyrex dish here, and I have that with my baking paper because washing up is a pain in the ass and it makes it a lot easier to wash up at the end. So I get all my chicken thigh, I literally get a whole, whatever this is, what's this? This is a kilo, 1.23. So 1.2 kilo, dump straight in. I just separate it a little bit. So separate these, spread them out. All the chicken thigh spread. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so once I've got that done, I hate chicken touching my hands. So once I've got that done, I've got just some simple herbs and spices. We've got Moroccan, one of my favorite go-tos for chicken. So I'm gonna just pop a decent amount. I go through a lot of Moroccan spice because if I'm gonna eat, I wanna make sure it tastes nice, and I'm not gonna wanna skimp out on the herbs and spices. So I'm gonna load it up a little bit. Trying not to miss because that is wasting it. It doesn't get on the chicken. Anyway, a little bathe in it. So, quarter of a one of those. Then we have, I haven't done Moroccan and Italian herbs. Now, honestly, guys, don't freak out. When you mix things together, it's just what you like. And if you like Italian herbs and you like Moroccan, and sometimes they taste even better together, you don't have to stick to one thing. And you can be adventurous. I'm gonna be a little bit of adventurous. I'm gonna pop some of this on because I really wanna get these Italian herbs in as well. As simple as that. As long as it's taken 10 seconds so far. Now we got some pink Himalayan sea salt as well, which I'll just load up on our chicken because salt is good, a good electrolyte that we sometimes don't get enough of in our diet. So a little bit of sodium, pop it in. Now, that is done. That is going to go in the oven for about half an hour on 180 to 200 or until it's ready. Depending on your oven, it's just going to be a little bit different for all of you. So let's pop that straight in the oven. Now let's show you. Beautiful raw chicken. How good does raw chicken look? Anyway, that'll look beautiful in a momento. Pops it straight in. We are good to go. Now, while we're doing that, remember I'm all about efficiency. There's 1.2 kilos, I'm doing 200 grams, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's about 5 meals there. So 5 lunches. Me and Chloe go through, we eat the same sort of food, so we'll go through probably 2 or 3 days of chicken for lunch. Now I wanna do what I'm gonna eat, so I have a couple meals. So one of my other meals is rump. Now I'm all about efficiency, so this here is the air fryer, and it is fantastic for speed and efficiency. Now I'm gonna do, what is this now? We got 400 grams. So this will be, it'll obviously lose a bit of moisture in there, so it'll probably break down to like 300, which will be perfect for my lunch today. I have the chicken tonight maybe. So I've got all that. Let me bring it in. Boom. Beautiful beef. Now, we can salt that up. Put a little bit of salt on that. I don't normally put any herbs and spices on my meat because I have so much with my vegetables that I don't need too much flavor. So let's go straight into that. Now, this here we're going to pop 200 degrees, or we'll do what? We'll do 180. We'll do it for, I like my steak medium, so 17 minutes or less. I'll check that actually, 15 minutes maybe. I'll check that. All right, we've got the beef done and the chicken done. There's another meal there. So far 6 or 7 meals. I have some spare rump left over. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna prepare my sweet potato. So I'm gonna have something that goes with it. So I want some sweet potato. I'm literally just gonna have a container here. I'm gonna pierce this a bunch of times through the top. Because I'm gonna put it in the microwave. Now, I used to be a real big no microwave type of dude until I found that I was stressing out more trying to prepare everything on a stove and just get all my pots and pans dirty. So really I'm just gonna go this on a plate in the microwave for 5 minutes until the knife will just go straight through easily. That's how I know it's done. And this will go with one of my meals. So I normally do one of these with each meal if I'm going to, about 100 grams or 50 grams of sweet potato. And it's perfect. I am gonna add, I got cinnamon. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to this as well. So cinnamon and sweet potato go really well together. You can get a little bit of butter if you want. Butter, cinnamon, sweet potato, beautiful. Let me pop that in. Five minutes on the go. Now, real quick, I'm gonna prepare most of my capsicum. So, oh, that's probably got all the raw chicken on it, I think. Let's clean that off. Get a new knife. Let's go. Yeah, this one here. All right, so I'm basically just gonna cut these really simple. I'm gonna cut all the edges off. Now I like my capsicum crunchy. And at like $9 a kilo for this stuff, you wanna try and use all of it if you can. Boom, so all done. And give it a little chop. Really rough chop. I don't do, intricate chef stuff. I just literally get this done. There's no julienne of the carrots and whatnot. It's just seeds and all. Let's go. So I'm gonna pop all that in there. Done, give this a little clean up. Pop that in the bin. Let's do the red one. Now these, crunchy. And so sweet, full of water, hydrating, vitamin C, everything you need. All right, easy. Now I'll just throw these in the top of my protein sauce. If I want something a bit crunchy, I'll do them like raw like this. I won't put these anywhere near any temperature. I really like them crunchy. I don't like them soggy. I don't like to cook them too much. I don't really like cooked capsicum. So it has to be all rare, but a mixture of red and green. Good. All done. Now these spring onions, I will literally just grab a pair of scissors at the end of my meal and I will just cut what I need straight on. So I won't do that now, I'll do that at the end. And then my broccolini, it depends. Sometimes I'll throw this in. I'll probably throw some of this in now Yep, let's do that now. I'll put it in the air fryer a little bit, just towards the back end of cooking. Let me weigh out 50 grams of broccolini. There we go. That's 60 grams. I'm going to throw that in there at the very end, close to about 5 minutes before I finish. I'm going to throw that on the air fryer and get some broccolini in my diet. See how simple that is? It really doesn't take a lot. Now, Spud Light, twice the volume, half the carbs. I normally do a couple of 100 grams a day. Oh, not really. What I'll do, I do maybe 100 grams a day of Spud Light, 150 grams of Spud Light with my meals, just to thicken out some of my meals and make me feel full for longer. The trick with these though, if you're going to do them, is to do them in the air fryer, but before you do that, so I've already got some made, but basically they turn out perfectly in the air fryer. So I will pop all these in a container. But like I was saying, make sure you soak your spuds first, because it helps get rid of all the starch, break down all the starch, so that they cook better and they taste way better. So I'll give this a bit of a rinse. Yeah, about half an hour. So I've got all my carbohydrates really here that I'll probably need. I've got all my, at least for a meal or two, capsicums. And I've got my spring onion that I'll be able to load in there. And I've got my broccolini that I'm going to throw in the air fryer the last 5 minutes of that. And a good chef always cleans up as he goes. Oh, is that the end business? It's way too messy. Oh, shit. A good chef also pays attention to the overflowing bowl. So, got my Spud Light. I'm going to soak these for half an hour, at least. I'll probably do a couple of hours, to be honest. Pop these back in the air fryer later on today. So they're all good to go. Leave them to soak for half an hour. So sweet potato should easily, if it's good, be easy to cut straight down the middle. Burning. How's that? Boom. Steaming. But perfect. Now that's going to be about 100 grams of sweet potato, 150 grams of sweet potato at most, which will be part of one of my meals, which I'll put in the chronometer. Now what I normally do, I'll weigh it, get a little bit of cinnamon here. Fresh cinnamon. Let's weigh her up, shall we? Get me a bowl. All right, so we pop that on there. Now what did I say? Let's add it all in together. We go chronometer. I'm gonna do today's Monday. We've got sweet potato. We don't need that much. 135 sweet potato baked or microwaved. But we've got 132. Save the other bit for later. Let's go and do all our red capsicum. I'll weigh that. Just pull the red out. We'll do 50 red and 50 green. 50 grams of red, 50 grams of green. Still got another 2-3 meals there. Meal for Chloe. Let's put it in. Red, green cap raw. 50. So both those I've just logged. It's only 1 gram of carbohydrate. It's only 10 calories. So you don't have to fully be as strict as what I'm doing with this stuff. But why do I put all this stuff in? Well, because on Chronometer you can go up to the little 3 dots. You can go daily report. And on your daily report, it tells you what your micro and macronutrient content has been. So for me, fiber is at 20% already from this meal alone, 25% potassium, 11% of my daily intake in magnesium. Without the salt that I'm going to add, 3% just in the meal of potassium. That's without the meat, by the way. This is all without meat. All my B vitamins, folate, vitamin A, vitamin C, 145% of vitamin C. I've got my vitamin A requirements already. I'm going to make sure that my sweet potato is tracked properly. Yep, a lot of vitamin A from sweet potato. Wow. And all the macros are there. So when I go through, I can scroll through and see exactly where I'm deficient in my macros. Helps a lot planning out my food like that. For my sweet potato, I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Just a nice double of cinnamon. And that's perfect. Now, if you want to add butter, I'm not going to because I've got some fatty cut on my meat here. So this is pretty much ready. What I'm going to do, I've got about 4 minutes to go. I'm going to flip these over with my hands. Just don't do this because it burns. So they browns on the other side. I'm going to add my broccolini back in there, and the broccolini will now cook as the beef does. While we wait, we pack up. Actually, why don't we do, I'm going to do my spring onions as well. I'll show you how I do that. Real simple, my spring onions, I'm just going to literally cut small amounts off here until I get to about 5 grams. I don't like too much of it. Just got to hope that your scales are reading it. Sometimes your scales need to be calibrated again. Hit a few times. There we go. That's 6 grams of sweet spring onion. Add that in. Remember, why am I adding it in? So that I get my micronutrient content. Spring onion. Top's only 6 grams. Doesn't seem like a lot, but let's have a quick look at what's in there. It's 2 calories. Ooh, heaps. It's 0.2 of a carb. But vitamin A, vitamin K, very, very important vitamin K. And that's really, you're getting a fair amount of vitamin K for 5 grams. Something that's so simple, like a garnish, like just pop it on top. You're getting 8% in that 5 grams of your vitamin K requirements. And hold on, actually more. Yeah, 8% of your vitamin K and 8% of vitamin A. So a fair amount there. So far, that's what we're looking at. Colorful. Got your carbs, sauce, a couple different, I try and go for 4 different options, right? Sweet, oh, almost dropped that. Sweet potato, capsicum in both colors, and then I do the spring onion, so there's 4. So 4 different ones, and I can add more. Spinach, today I'm not going to, I don't think. Am I not going to? Oh, and broccolini. So we got broccolini there. Now I've been doing, so let me show you. I've been getting spinach and just freezing it. Getting these bags all chopped up. Any extra spinach you get, chop it all up, pop it in some sealable bags. That way you can add them to a bowl. Let me find a bowl. All right, so here's how I do it. I'm gonna add spinach to this meal. Spinach is really good. If you have frozen spinach, you'll need to heat it up. Let me see if I can open this though. These bags are incredibly difficult to open. So, 50 grams. Let's do 40. I don't want too much spinach. Let's pop it in a chronometer. So, add food. Meal 2. Spinach. Spinach. Raw. 40 grams. Done. Logged it. Spinach is so nutrient dense. Potassium, magnesium, folate. What do we got here? What are my targets? Let's see. B1, B2, B3, B6, folate, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, huge amounts. You get 150% of that. Iron, magnesium, manganese, these are all the minerals in spinach. Very low carb content, obviously, 1.5 for even only 40 grams. And some protein, very, very small amounts of protein, couple grams here and there. You know, we're getting a pretty good start here. If this is kind of what we're doing, I'm gonna cook this, but if this is my base carbs, my base veggies. I'm gonna do a little bit of water in here, so real drop, like a teaspoon, help it steam a little. Just cooks a bit better, I find. And because it's only a little bit, maybe like a minute and a half in here. Now my broccolini is done. I wouldn't mind putting that in a bit earlier, but you don't want to kill it, you don't want to destroy it. So now I'm going to weigh that, tear my scales back. I'm going to go 200 grams of beef. So that's 280. I don't need all that. So I'm going to cut, store. I don't need all that. Ow. Ooh, we're pretty close. 202 grams of beef. Now I've got my broccolini. Boom. Real simple lunch. Now this was 26 minutes from the time I started filming to now, and I was going slow. I've got the chicken thigh going away there in the oven. And then what I would suggest is just whipping up a really basic omelette. I simply put everything you just saw. I do capsicum, spinach, bit of broccolini, bit of spring onion, salt, whatever herbs and spice I want. I crack my eggs in a pan, I mix all of that together, and I have a really rich omelette like that, and that is the omelette done. So we've got an egg dish, which would give me another, if I use all these, another 2, 4, so 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, another 4 meals, another 4 breakfasts. All that fruit and veg that I've got there would go in those meals, and I'm good to go. So I've got everything I need. So this sweet potato is in there. This normal potato will be used for dinner or post-workout, and then I'll use the rest of this veg and this spinach later in the day. Put it all together, and you're prepared. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps a little bit, and I hope that shed some light onto how I quickly food prep. Like I said to you at the start, I really don't like spending more time than I have to in the kitchen. It is not my favorite place to be. So 20 minutes is not much time at all, and there's 5, 6 meals there. So anyway, guys, if you have any questions, please pop them in comments below, and I will get back to you all. If you haven't liked and subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do. And if you want to share this video, you should be able to share it via that or via my private Facebook page. So until next time, guys, keep cooking, keep living healthy, and I'll see you in the gym.